So this is an article this is actually not far from Tom and I, but let me add this to the stream here. Illinois pot farm with 30,000 plants found in wooded area burned down. No! Yeah, that's exactly
bastards.
That's exactly how I feel about it. Now I've got some funny stories.
That's a massive waste of weed.
It happens all the time. This is just you hearing about it.
Yeah. So let's take a look. Cops in Cook County, Illinois, which is like Chicago. That's the county Chicago's in. Cops in Cook County, Illinois, discovered a massive pot farm in Cook County, buried deep in the woods. Over 30,000 plants that were approximately 6 feet tall each, which is pretty standard. Actually, pretty good for this area.
Almost time for harvest. Yeah.
Yeah. Hold on a second. Trey, he's sad. Trey's sad. Look at Severin. No, don't cry, Severin. This Cook County
he's all like, I thought this was good news.
Yeah. Right. I mean, that weed on that money looks good. Let's see. This Cook County Forest Preserve. Oh, was it on an actual? Okay, let's check it out. This Cook County Forest Preserve was about 200 yards off the highway, and tons of people traveled past it on a daily basis, not knowing what truly lurked deep in the woods. I like how they sell it like what lurked deep in the woods, the evil that was in the trees. Right. It's like, no, man, like that's all. Hey, hell yeah, good for them. Here's what was found. As mentioned, 30,000 plants ready for harvest. Ready for harvest, guys. Do you hear that?
Oh, they got them right before harvest.
Damn it. Like, imagine being the cop who has to burn that pile.
When you said
I think there's laws against that, right? It's like, after the first trimester.
Yeah, that's just evil. Good Lord.
You got to let it grow, man, after that.
Yeah, I think it's a law, man.
It's just a plant, man. It's just a plant.
I will say this: one weed plant puts off just as much oxygen as a big tree. So, I mean,
very true.
Like like we were talking about that movie last week. More oxygen for everybody.
It keeps a stoner out of your hair for weeks.
That's what I'm saying. A campsite with food and beer. Hey, at least they're drinking. And a place to sleep. Of course, if you are going to have a grow operation.
They didn't have a couple of guys with AK-47s hanging out as well. It's
maybe, man. I don't know. 30,000 plants is a lot.
No, wait, ain't it legal now? Okay, so it's the amount basically.
So in Illinois, it's legal to grow up to 4 plants if you have a medical card. The thing they don't tell you though is a medical card is like fucking expensive as shit. Like you got, or you got to find a doctor that'll actually give it to you.
Right.
Let's see. And of course, a place to sleep. Of course, if you are going to have a grow operation like this, you will need proper reading material to help you along. There was a copy of High Times magazine. It basically a guide, a cookbook, if you will. So, did they just use the one High Times magazine to grow all this weed? Or did they just need some reading material, or what?
It sounds like a bunch of kids.
I think they're just trying to be funny there, yeah.
Yeah, a bunch of kids had a great idea one night. Oh, we should go do this out in the middle of this one spot in the forest. Nobody will know type of thing. Sounds like they almost pulled it off. Like this type of stuff used to happen a lot more often, actually, back in the day. Maybe not this big, but people would go off, in their own little nooks and crannies of the corners of the world where a lot of traffic doesn't go to and grow some plants. And I've heard of it, a lot, back when the whole country was illegal, especially. Nowadays it's not as common, but
because you can get it's pretty accessible, right? I mean,
this is just sad because you got to look at it from the perspective of everybody's pretty much okay with this plant now, and it's
Showback's right. 200 yards off the highway is not deep in the woods. Clearly, these stoners were not thinking, wow. Like, this is far enough, man. It's like, I don't know. I can still see the cars, man. Right. They're little, right? Yeah. Well, then that means the plants will be little to them, right? Yeah, man. Yeah.
So that's total stoner logic.
See, back in the day.
And plus, we'll know how to find it.
That's total fucking stoner logic right there, man.
Back in the day, you had to be like Mr. Miyagi and then the bonsai tree in Karate Kid 3, man. You had to get that shit in a secret sunlight spot.
Blooms on the sunrise of the Tuesday.
Yo, Wookie, I fucking agree because I live here, bro. Trust me. If I honestly like, I would like to live up by Tom, not just because Tom's there. That's just a perk, but because I love the scenery up there.
Technically not legal here, though. That's the thing.
That's true. That Wisconsin's, I think, got some pretty strict rules on it. Seth Rogen must have.
Just changed our laws in Arizona. Just changed them. We can grow up to, I think it's 4 plants per person. I think
in most of the bigger cities, they've laxed a lot of the laws. I mean, obviously, if you're caught growing or selling it and shit like that, yeah, it's not just a slap on the wrist anymore. But you know, like they've really backed off on a lot of it. In some cases, in some towns, it's just a city ordinance violation.
True,
so it doesn't even go under as like a paraphernalia or anything like that.
Right. Which is interesting because like my history, I was actually pulled over, was arrested. There was like weed involved and stuff like that at one point. They didn't even give a shit about the weed. It was the pipe. The paraphernalia was like the biggest issue with them. Like, oh, you got a pipe with you. Like it was these laws that they enacted to basically try to stop the head shops from existing. And what ended up happening, it just screwed over the person in the middle, the consumer, right? The guy buying the pipe and the weed. So Saul Sasson says, I got it. Before burning the plants, they should sell tickets for people to stand downwind of the plants. Like I said.
Pick them, test them, and use them.
There you go.
Or at least add like strobe lights and some big speakers and some techno music.
Fuck, you already got a bonfire and shit? Yeah, just bring in some hippie chicks. You're good to go.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying, man. Well, imagine being the cop that has to burn that shit, right? Because that, like, how do they dispose of it? Right? They got to burn it.
Well, most cops I know think this is just nothing but a waste of time and a pain in the ass.
If there's any more information, Northern Illinois National Guard helicopters hovered over the forest known as the Crabtree Nature Center Forest. So this was actually in a forest preserve. Fucking idiots! What the actual? You're really
like a good place right here, man.
Yeah, man. Like
it's a preserve. That means nobody will mess with it.
Yeah, like that means like our plants will be preserved. Like,
that's right, man.
The government will protect us, and like it'll be awesome, man.
Like a big hug.
What an actual? Because I didn't read.
Were they all like
before.
16? What is this? Yeah,
I didn't read this.
You gotta be this fucking dumb, Snow. I mean,
yeah, I'm thinking that a bunch of 15, 16-year-olds had a great idea.
There ain't no veteran smoker being this fucking stupid, right? Like,
no, definitely not.
That's what I'm saying, man. Like, look, dude, was it Jorge Cervantes has a book on Guerrilla Grows? Just fucking read it and you'll be fine, okay?
What's funny is they got him to damn near harvest before anybody.
That's right. and like, look, they're like, all right, guys, we got a forest preserve and a High Times magazine. Let's fucking do this.
Somebody got a tip where they're like, we think there's a bunch of skunks that live out in this forest right here, and you might have some kind of skunk problem because it keeps getting that big whiff of stank every time we come by this certain part of the highway.
Them way back when, and they were probably watching it for a while. They were just waiting for somebody to actually show up.
Yeah,
that's probably what it was. And since it was getting close to harvest time, so the guys showed up. But
my thing is like, bro, how much? I mean, like. What are you, the fucking mafia? What do you need with 30,000 plants, man? 100 plants will get you set up. Like, I don't like. Why 30,000 fucking plants?
Watch too many
overachievers.
Movies. Have you seen the movie Beach? I think it's The Beach with Leo DiCaprio. You know, they find an island full of weed. You know, so these kids they get these ideas, man. This is definitely some kids. This has got to be some kids.
That's what I was saying. Like, yeah, no adult would do this shit.
Right.
Let's see.
At least not one who's been smoking.
I'm saying, man, like Tommy Chong. Yeah, he does a good Tommy Chong. My friends did a live stream of him smoking a 70-gram joint.
Jesus.
Thing looked like a T-ball bat.
That's just going to go up in the air, though, man. You're just getting the birds high.
Yo, Wookie, I want pictures or it didn't happen, brother.
Exactly.
All right, so let's see. This was in Barrington, Illinois. Let's see.
Well, this had to be a little while ago, considering the weather, right?
Yeah, probably.
Like September, October at the latest.
Yeah, probably around there. Federal agents teamed up with local officers for the dirty work, quote unquote. The entire grow was destroyed, chopped, and burned. See, I told you they fucking burned
What's
it.
funny is those are all Getty images, so those aren't even images of the actual.
No, these are like somebody's farm in California or some shit.
Sure,
like,
this is High Times
Like, look,
magazine.
the guy's got gloves on and shit.
That's some beautiful shit right there.
Yep.
Oh, God, yeah.
These fuckers are probably just growing ditchweed, and then they'll say it's worth like $10,000 a plant. You watch. That's the other thing I love is when they try to say it's worth X amount. It's like, where do you buy weed?
Millions of dollars worth of marijuana.
If I'm paying $1,000 a fucking ounce, fuck that noise. That shit better fucking smoke for me.
Right?
Yeah, straight up, dude. Straight the fuck up. 3,000 needs a lot of water.
I've never paid more than 300 in my entire life. That's just incredible.
70 grams wasted.
No,
yeah,
but
you see
you
what
do
we
the
could have
math
done was
sometimes.
that's 71 gram joints. We could have shared with our friends. You know what I'm saying?
No, but you do the math sometimes, and when they try to do the amount that they say it's worth, it's like they overestimate that street value by so fucking much, man. It's like, are you kidding me?
Well, that's how they're able to tax the hell out of it in my state. It's like a 35% fucking tax, and the higher THC, the higher the tax goes.
I wouldn't care if I could just get my hands on it. Sorry, Sno.
No, you're good.
What were you saying, Sno?
I was just saying it blows up their stats. You know, if they got a bunch of they got this much money worth of this and that in their records, it makes them look even shinier.
Yep.
Oh yeah. If they can say it's $10,000 worth of weed as opposed to a couple hundred,
right. Nobody's going to talk about that. That's not front page news.
This entire grow was run by 3 men with a high-tech irrigation system set up as well. These guys weren't fooling around. To quote one of the nation's largest illegal cannabis cultivation schemes, this, quite frankly, is the most sophisticated operation we've ever seen.
200 yards from the highway.
Yeah, totally. I think this goes into what you're literally just saying, Tom, and like the upplaying of the shit, right? Like how big this was, and it was the biggest one we've ever come across. But if it was so sophisticated, why was it only 200 yards off the highway? But it was the biggest grow operation we've ever seen. Fucking out of control.
This is somebody trying to keep their job at this point.
Yeah. You're probably right. These guys got busted. The crop was destroyed, and weed smokers everywhere cried. But seriously, these guys were super creative and had things figured out. Got to give credit where credit is due. Well, we'll never fucking know now, will we?
See,
we never.
Yeah, you're right. This is all a big play up. They're trying to they were clever criminals, but we caught them.
Yeah, but it's like we'll never know how good the shit was because we can't smoke it. You son of a bitch.
Probably 30 plants of ditchweed.
All right, I will after the show there, Woogie. 24-inch raw cone challenge. I think I actually have a couple of those because she got me a pack of them for Christmas. And the plan is to use those 24-inch cones every time we hit a milestone here on YouTube. So we hit like 20,000, we burn one. We hit 50,000, we burn one. We hit 100,000, we burn one. You guys get the point. I'm saving them for a good time here. Yes, please. Thank you, Tommy. Smoke that like button. Everybody appreciate you. Also, guys, real quick, well, the link's up here. Go check out the merch store. Hit the link. We've got their skeleton guy image from the thumbnail there on a t-shirt. We're going to have the Wake and Bake podcast t-shirt coming out soon, the official shirt. So check out the merch. Stay tuned to that. Let me know what you guys think. I don't promote my stuff enough, so how is Kashik Ords? As far as I know, she's pretty good. She's out doing stuff. I haven't heard from her, but I think she's good. 70 grams goes in those cones. Okay, well, I know. What do you guys think? 50,000 subscribers is a good reason to smoke 70 grams?
Oh, yeah. If I could do that, I would.
Okay. All right. Well, we're gonna have to set some goals for ourselves.
Look, here's the thing: is I should really keep my mouth shut because it's like if I had access to this shit, I'd probably be. Y'all would be like seeing me on streams just so fucking stoned to the gills.
That's my boy. That's my boy.
You just be like, "Is Tom dead?" I'm like, "Nope."
So I think this next part of the article is the funniest part. Coyote urine had been placed in a tree to ward off animals that might come eat the plants. Also, a sump pump along with a generator was used to siphon water from the pond to irrigate the crops.
That's not that sophisticated.
No. Yeah. Oh my gosh, guys. so deep into the woods, 200 yards off the highway, right? So sophisticated, coyote urine. What the fuck?
Wait, what? What?
This is shit they probably learned in that High Times magazine.
That's what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is, I'm just referencing, going back to what Tom was just saying about the article. This is just like, it's almost like clickbaity shit. Like,
they're making it sound like a fucking meth operation.
Yeah, like this is some fucking Better Call Saul shit going on here, right?
Right.
So they're saying it was so
a fucking
sophisticated.
Garden, guys. I mean,
A bunch of weeds, literally weeds.
They're just like, it was so deep into the woods. It was so sophisticated.
not even a fucking greenhouse.
That's what I'm saying. but like, here's my point though with it. It's like, they're like saying it's so sophisticated, so deep in the woods, followed by coyote urine and only 200 yards. I mean, like,
and then a sub pump.
The sub pump, like
something you can get at Menards.
Yeah, right. How are we gonna get water from here? How are we gonna get water from here to there? I know, a shovel. Like, what the fuck? A pump, you idiots! A fucking pump. I think any person can
the other
figure
guys
that
we
out.
ran into were using buckets. These guys were sophisticated.
Yeah, this is big time.
I might want to watch. All right, let me see. Hold on. Wookie sent me something here in the DM.
Look, a stoner can turn into a scientist real fucking quick if they find some good seeds or need to smoke something. Okay, it's not fucking rocket science.
No, yeah. Well, it's funny because it's literally a weed. The plant can literally grow anywhere in the world.
An
except
idiot can grow it.
Antarctica.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's
I could
hard
kill
not to grow.
I could kill a fern, but I could grow some pot, right?
Exactly. Yeah, it's hard not to grow it. So, but these kids had a good time.
That was the size of a baseball bat.
Yeah, we're gonna take a look at it in a second.
Try their product. That just sucks.